Whenever you vote for somebody at the ballot box, you expect that person to be the person who's actually calling the shots, the person who's going to be held accountable for what's done during their administration. And as we're seeing here, not only did Joe Biden not approve of all of these pardons himself, but he approved certain criteria that a bunch of people would fall under. And as the White House learned new information, the White House team changed who was on those pardon lists without Joe Biden's knowledge and signed these pardons in his name without his approval. That's wrong. That is a major scandal. And listen, President Trump is exactly right. There were things done, legal things, pardons done in Joe Biden's name that he didn't know about, and that's wrong.
And Mike, Biden told the New York Times, look, I made every decision asserting that he and his staff use an auto pen replicating his signature on clemency warrants because we're talking about a whole lot of people. Okay, who believes this at this point, Mike, given the confused semantics that they're playing with?
It is very clear that President Biden was not fit to be the president of the United States for 4 years. It's very clear that his doctor, his staff, his family covered that up, and it had disastrous consequences for our country with the open border, with crime and chaos, the economy in free fall. Thank God we have President Trump in the White House now, who is clearly mentally fit and has a commanding presence, and he's fixing our economy, he's fixing our border, he's fixing our country, he's saving our country.
Congressman, the Fauci pardon is one of the most curious, I think, and one of the more disturbing pardons. This is a man who had the responsibility for completely bringing our country to a standstill through the advice he gave the president, what he did to the children with the advice about schools. And yet he was apparently desperate to get a pardon in the final hours.
That's right, and it suggests that Anthony Fauci knew that he was doing things that were illegal, and Joe Biden knew it, and the White House knew it, and they wanted to cover their tracks and give him immunity. But you know, the funny thing about these pardons, there were 25 pardons or clemency orders that were signed with, that Joe Biden signed. And of those 25, there was only one that he signed with his hand and not with an auto pen. You know who that was for? That was for his son, Hunter Biden. This is a huge problem. The one that he decides to pick out of all of these people is his own son.
Mike and Congressman, thank you both very much.